Good day everyone, this is Sir Echo, and for today's discussion, it is all about the application of differential calculus, which is optimization or optimization problem. Here we're going to use the knowledge or yung mga natutunan natin in our previous lessons regards sa ating differential calculus. So ano nga ba pag sinabi nating optimization in calculus? So optimization is providing its optimum value in the given parameters and constraints. So dito, meron tayong certain condition dahil nga it is a problem that we need to solve. So here, we are tended to find the maximum and minimum values required in a given problem. So for example, we are trying to find the maximum cost that we can use for a construction of a box. So we need to find the dimensions and also the parameters for the cost of the materials, like that, or it can be the minimum cost or the maximum. So dito po, integration to ng geometry, ng algebra and calculus kasi nga we're going to differentiate yung ating equations. So para mas malinawan tayo sa ating optimization problem, ano nga ba yung mga ways or yung mga steps na dapat nating gawin para makapag-solve tayo ng isang optimization problem? Here are the 6 steps in solving optimization problems. First step is to read the problem carefully and understand what are the conditions and quantities given. Like the usual thing na ginagawa natin sa pagsusolve ng isang problem, dapat naintindihan at naunawaan natin kung ano nga ba yung mga hinahanap sa problem. Ano ba yung mga givens of problem. Para sa ganun, ma-perform natin yung tamang equation or yung tamang process sa ating problem. Step 2. Draw a diagram if needed. It is useful to visualize in order to identify the givens and required quantities. Sabi ko nga kanina, hindi lang algebra, hindi lang calculus itself yung gagawin natin dito. So, meron tayong halo ng geometry. So, we're pertaining to different shapes, different values for the sides, edges, like that. So, nang sa ganun, makapag-assign tayo ng tamang value sa tamang diagram natin. Kaya, we need to draw a diagram as representation ng ating problem. So, for step 3, assign a symbol to the quantity as Q that is to be maximized or minimized. So, usual thing na ginagamit natin is yung ating Q pertaining to a quantity. So, yun. Pag-assign tayo ng mga symbol. Siyempre, meron tayong other symbols na gagamitin sa mga other representations natin. So, for step 4, use the given information to find relationships by formulating equations among the variables and the unknown quantity to be maximized or minimized. Again, there are conditions, right? So, yung conditions, siya yung nagpapahinto sa atin para hanapin yung mga relationships na pwede nating i-formulate into equations. So, ganun yung gagawin natin. I-relate natin yung ating given conditions for us to formulate equations. And then, step 5. After natin makapag-formulate, syempre, we are now preparing ourselves to differentiate for us to find the maximum or minimum value of the function. Then, after that, step 6, after differentiation, equate the differentiated equation to 0 and find the unknown quantity. So, after natin ma-differentiate yung ating formulated equation, equate natin to sa 0. And after equating, we're able to find yung ating unknown quantity. So, if there are other variables na pinapahanap, for example, yung nahanap nating unknown quantity is x. So, for having the value of x, this will be substituted to other equations for us to find the value of other variables. For example, y, for example, height, or length, or width. Like that. So I hope that these steps will be used in our way to solve a optimization problem. So without further ado, let's move to our examples. Okay, let's have the problem number 1. A farmer has 2,400 feet of fencing and wants to fence off a rectangular field that borders a straight river. He needs no fence along the river. To find what are the dimensions of the field that has largest area. Here is already indicated the condition. We're going to find yung ating largest area. Also, there are certain keywords for us to have the given for our problem. So the given could be the 2,400 of fencing, rectangular field. So for the illustration, so if there is a straight river here, so the river here, we're going to fence the corner. Like that. So, ang sabi po, wala daw tayong fence pagdating sa ating river. Kasi nga, river na siya. Therefore, it is a rectangular field, right? And, pag sinabi nating border, we're talking about perimeter. So, fencing. We have the perimeter for the rectangle, which is 2,400 feet. So, mag-assign tayo ng variable. So, ito is x, yung ating length, and yung ating width ay y. Or it can be length or width na lang, ganun. Pero dito, gamitin natin, for the length is x, and for the width is ating y. So, this is our length, and this is our width. For this condition, we can say that the perimeter of our rectangular field is equal sa x plus 2y. Kasi po, dalawa yung sides na meron tayo ng y. And perimeter is just addition or summation nung kada edges. Right? So from here, we're able to formulate an equation. So, alam natin that the total fencing can be used is 2,400 is equal sa x plus 2y. So, ano natin to? Equate natin to y. So, lipat natin sa x sa kabila. So, that is 2,400 minus x is equal to y. Siyempre, dito mag-all over 2 tayo. Kasi to 2y all over 2. So, makakancel yung ating 2. Ayan. So, therefore, yung y natin is equal siya sa 2,400 minus x all over 2. Siyempre, pinapahanap nga sa atin is yung ating largest area. Ano nga ba yung area ng rectangle? Area of rectangle is equal sa length times width. So dito, yung yung L natin is our x and yung W natin is yung ating y. So palitan natin. Area of rectangle is equal sa x multiply sa ating y. So, meron tayong value ng formula ng y dito. pwede natin siyang i-substitute dito sa ating equation. Kasi nga largest area yung kinukuha natin. So, by substitution, so, area of rectangle is equal sa x. Multiplied tayo ng 2,400 minus x all over 2. So, simplify muna natin yan. So, we have 2,400 x. Ito yun. Minus tayo ng x squared all over 2 tayo. And now, we can perform yung ating differentiation after ng formulation ng ating mga equation. So, we could say that the area in respect to x, kasi x yung ating mga variable, is equal sa, so, pwede natin gamitin dito, pwede natin gawin dito is to separate yung ating mga equation. So, 2,400 x all over 2. Pwede yan mahati sa dalawa. So, we have x squared all over 2. Sineparate natin. Saka natin i-differentiate. So, dito na lang. So, differentiate natin. So, x derivative ng 2,400x all over 2, that is ilan? 1,200 minus derivative ng ating x squared all over 2, that is magiging 2x all over 2 yan. So, makakancel yung ating 2. So, magiging x na lang. Then, after natin nga mag-derivative, equate natin daw kay 0. So, 0 is equal sa 1, 2 minus x. Siyempre, si x lipat natin sa left side. So, x is equal sa 1,200. Ano yung unit natin? That is feet. Kasi naka-feet tayo kanina. So, mahanap natin ngayon si y. Dahil nga may value na tayo ng x, we're able to find yung ating y. So, by substitution again, so, y is equal sa 2,400 minus tayo ng 1,200 all over 2. So, y is equal sa 1,200 all over 2 is equal sa 600. Siyempre, feet. Yan na ba yung pinapanap sa atin? Hindi pa. Kasi nga, ang pinapanap sa atin is yung ating largest area. So, area. Kunin natin ngayon yung area. So, alam natin that the area ng ating rectangular field is equal sa x multiplied by y. So, area natin is equal sa 1,200 feet multiplied by 600 feet. So, that is a total of, that's a product of 720,000 square feet. Yeah. So, this will be our final answer. Let's solve our problem number 2. Find the two positive numbers whose sum is 300 and whose product is a maximum. So, dito, may mga conditions na tayo na binigay. So, una is to let yung ating mga variables. So, let x natin be the first number and yung y natin be the second number. Kasi nga po, find down natin yung two positive numbers. So, yan yung keyword, two positive numbers. So, sabi sa first condition, find the two positive numbers whose sum is 300. So we could say our first and second number is to be added, and this is equal to 300. So x plus y is equal to 300. And whose product is a maximum. So we could say that is the product of 2, which is xy is equal to q. Kasi we need to find the product, right? So we tend to use the variable q for quantity. On the first equation, we're able to equate it to y by transposing our x to the right side. So we can say that y is equal to 300 minus x. And here, this y will be substituted here in our second equation. So x multiplied by 300 minus x is equal sa ating q. Distribute natin. So 300 x minus x squared is equal sa q. So we could rewrite this as q is equal to 300 x minus x squared. So now we can derive or differentiate our equation. So q of x, kasi in respect to x tayo, is equal to, so 300x, anong derivative? That is 300 minus, anong derivative ng x squared natin? That is 2x. Again, after differentiating, we're now able to equate it to 0. So by equating to 0, transpose natin yung negative 2x natin sa kabila, magiging positive. 300 yung matitira. Divide natin by 2. So yung x natin is equal to 150. And then this 150 will be substituted dito sa ating y. So y natin is equal to 300 minus 150. So y is equal to 150. So, yung pinapanap, di ba, yung ating find the two positive numbers. So, our two positive numbers are 150 and 150. So, yan yung ating final answer. Let's move to our third example. Find two positive numbers whose product is 750, for which the sum of the one and 10 times the other is a minimum. Again, we're going to find the two numbers. So, yan. Two numbers. Keyword natin or clue word natin. Condition whose product is 750, and for the sum of 1 and 10 times the other is a minimum. So, again, we need to let our variables. So, x be the first number and y be the second number. So the first condition stated that the two positive number whose product is 750, that is xy, is equal to 750. And for the second, we have the sum though. So the sum of 1 plus 10 times the other is a minimum. So that is q. So from the first equation, xy is equal to 750, we're able to equate it to y. So by equating, that is 750 all over x. So this will be substituted here. So we can say that x plus 10 multiplied by 750 all over x is equal to q. So that is x plus 7,500 all over x is equal to q. And then let's combine this one. So we could combine this two terms. So that is LCD, that is x. So x divided by 1, that is x, multiplied by x, that is x squared, plus x divided by x, that is 1. Then we are remain by 7,500 is equal to q. And now we can differentiate this 1 using law de high de law. So differentiate natin, that is q of x is equal to, so low, that is low, multiplied by the high, that is 2x minus high x squared plus 750. The low, derivative ng low, that is 1. All over tayo ng x squared. Prime of x is equal to 2x squared minus x squared, to distribute to, minus 7,500 all over tayo ng x squared. So q of x natin will be x squared minus 7,500 all over x squared. Then after nga natin ma-differentiate is to equate it to 0. Equate daw natin sa 0. So itong x squared, syempre cross multiply lang. So magiging 0 is equal to x squared minus 7,500. Then lipat natin 7,500 sa left side. 7,500 is equal to x squared. So para makuha natin yung x, square root lang natin both sides. So x natin will be square root of 7,500. So yung 7,500 can be splitted to square root of 50 squared multiplied by 3. Therefore, we could say our x is equal to 50 square root of 3. Then, nahanap na nga natin yung value natin for x. So, we can find our value for y. So, y natin is equal to 750 all over x. Substitute natin yung nakuha nating value for the x, that is 50 square root of 3. 750 all over 50 square root of 3. So, syempre, ito divisible by 50 yung ating numerator and denominator. So, we can say that is y is equal to 15 all over square root of 3. Then, meron nga tayong square root of 3 sa taas. We can rationalize this one. So, multiply lang tayo both sides, both numerator and denominator by square root of 3 for rationalization. So, we have here 15 square root of 3 all over tayo ng square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 3, that is simply 3. So, y natin, divisible yan by 3. So, we could say that our y is equal to 5 square root of 3. Therefore, our answer is 50 square root of 3 and 5 square root of 3 as our two positive numbers. Let's solve our problem number 4. A cylindrical can is to be made to hold 1 liter of oil. Find the dimensions that will minimize the cost of the metal to manufacture the can. Dito, for us to minimize daw yung ating metal can, we need to find yung ating total surface area ng cylinder. So, for illustration, alam natin na ganito yung shape ng ating cylinder. Yan. And we need to find yung ating surface area, right? Surface area. So, alam natin yung surface area ng ating cylinder ay meron siyang formula na 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi RH. So, sir, paano naging ganyan? Di ba alam natin na itong 2 pi r squared, itong pi r squared is an area ng circle. So, ito yon, yung top natin, tsaka yung ating bottom, times 2. Kasi nga, top and bottom. And then, itong pi RH naman natin, kung hakatiin kasi, kung tatanggalin po natin yung ating top, so, papansinin nyo, yung shape ng ating cylinder will be like this. Will be like this. And, kapag inunat natin yan, magiging siyang ganito. Para siyang rectangle, right? Na kung saan, etong edge na to is yung height ng ating cylinder. And then this another edge, eto, nasa taas, tsaka nasa baba, is yung gilid ng ating bilog sa taas, right? So, that is perimeter. So, ano ba yung perimeter ng circle? That is 2 pi r. Therefore, para makuha natin yung area nito, that is 2 pi r multiplied ng h. Kaya meron tayong 2 pi RH dito sa surface area natin. Maliwanag po? Okay. So, it's also a given fact na yung ating 1 liter daw po can be converted to cubic centimeter. So, that is equal po sa 100 cubic centimeter. So, volume po kasi yung ating liter. So, para ma-suffice natin siya into a measurement na hindi naka-liquid, so, magiging length siya. So, that is an equivalent ng 1,000 cubic centimeter. And alam din natin, given fact that yung ating volume for cylinder, that is equal sa pi r squared h. So, from here, we're able to equate kasi meron tayong value ng ng volume, right? That is 1,000 is equal sa pi r squared h. So, makakapag-equate tayo sa h natin. So, h natin will be 1,000 all over pi r squared. So, nag-divide lang tayo ng pi r squared. So, from here, ito yung h natin. Siyempre, again, ipang sasubstitute natin siya dito sa ating surface area. So, substitute natin. Surface area will be 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r. So, yung h natin will be 1,000 all over pi r squared. So, simplify lang muna natin. SA natin is 2 pi r squared plus, so, meron tayong pi, cancel yon, r dito. So, dito may matitira pa tayong isang r. Tapos, multiply natin yan. So, that would be 2,000 all over r. Kasi may natira tayong r sa ibaba. Then, after this, we can now differentiate yung ating equation. So, differentiating yung ating surface area in terms of in terms of r rather, sorry. Kasi naka-r tayo na variable. So, in terms of r, so that is, so, anong derivative ng 2 pi r squared? That is 2 pi. So, yung r squared natin, that is 2r na lang. Plus, ito, that is 2,000. Pag inakyat natin yung r squared yung r natin sa taas, magiging r negative, right? So, that would be negative 2,000 r negative 2. Diba? Magiging negative, wag mo multiply yan ng, so magiging ganito po siya, diba? So that is negative 2,000 r negative 1 minus 1, magiging negative 2 to, right? So palitan na natin. Then kung r negative 2, lipat natin siya sa baba. So magiging 1 all over r2. Ganyan. So, rewrite na natin. So, that would be negative 2,000 all over r squared. So, SA natin, respect to r, that is 4 pi r minus 2,000 r squared. So, after daw po natin na ma-equate siya, ay makapag-differentiate, equate natin to 0. So, dito na lang po. 0 is equal sa 4 pi r minus 2,000 r squared. So, para matanggal natin yung r squared sa denominator, multiply natin yung buong equation natin by r squared. So, by multiplying this in all, so r squared times 0, that is still 0. So, r squared multiply natin sa 4 pi r, that is 4 pi r cubed. So, r squared multiply by negative 2,000 all over r squared, syempre makakancel yung r squared natin, so magiging negative 2,000. So, here, lipat natin yung ating 2,000 sa left side. So, divide tayo ng 4 pi. 4 pi. Siyempre, ito makakancel. So, divisible naman yung ating 2,000 sa 4. So, we could say that is 500 all over pi. So, dito is matitira is yung ating r cube. So, by getting the cube root, both sides natin, para maging r na lang siya. So, r natin, cube root of 500 all over pi. That is equal sa 5.42 cm. Using calculator na po yan, ha. And then, after natin yan, we could find our height. So, yung height po natin, that is 1,000 all over pi. R squared natin, that is 5.42 squared. So, yung h po natin is equal sa ating ilan? 10.30 10.84. So, 10.84 cm. So, ayan na yung dimensions natin. So, kung kukunin natin yung ating surface area, that is 2 pi r squared, right? 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. By substitution, we can get the value which is 553.73 centimeter squared. So, ito yung ating mga values na nakuha. Let's have our last problem. A fence is limited to 20 feet length. What is the maximum rectangular area that can be fenced in two perpendicular corner sides of an existing wall? So, dito po, it's been stated na meron na tayong existing na two perpendicular corner sides. So, in the drawing natin yung ating illustration, so meron na tayong perpendicular wall. Yan. So, ang hanapin natin ngayon is yung length na lang na natitira. So, ito yung wall natin. Ayan, yung existing wall. Then, limited lang daw po yung ating pag-fence to 20 feet. So, yung perimeter daw po natin is equal lang siya sa 20 feet. So, alam natin, dahil nga meron tayong existing wall, ilalat ngayon natin yung ating mga variable as x and y. So, x natin ngayon is yung ating length, y natin yung ating width. So, kung dito lang, dalawa lang yun nasa condition natin na perimeter. So, perimeter natin is equal sa x plus y. So, from there, we can equate our equation. So, 20 is equal sa x plus y. And then, pinapanap nga sa atin is yung ating area, right? Area. So, yung area natin is x times y. Length or width. So, from here, we could say that is y is equal sa 20 minus x. Then, this y, substitute natin siya dito sa area natin na equation. X multiplied by 20 minus x. Then, area natin is 20x minus x squared. So, from here, we can now differentiate. So, differentiate natin yung ating area in respect to x. So, we could say that is 20. If derivative ng x squared, that is negative 2x. Then, after natin mag-derivative, we can now equate to 0. 0 is equal sa 20 minus 2x. Lipat ngayon natin yung negative 2x natin sa left side. That is 2x is equal sa 20. Divide natin both sides by 2. X natin is equal sa 10 feet. Kasi unit natin is 10. And then, we can now find yung ating y. So, y natin is equal sa 20 minus yung x natin is 10. So, that is 10. Y natin is equal sa 10 feet also. So, ito yung mga dimensions na meron tayo. 10 feet and another 10 feet. And pinapanap sa atin is yung area. So, we could say that area of our rectangle is equal sa 10 feet multiplied by 10 feet. So, yung area natin na mamamaximize yung ating field is equal sa 100 feet squared. So, ito yung ating final answer.